Hey, welcome back to the Bako Motorsports Hour. We're talking about track scraping. We're talking about King Louie watching over us, making sure we're doing the show right. I'm looking at the Grumpy Griff Driver of the Week voting. And in the waning moments, it is close. There's two drivers
still
voting early, voting often,
Yeah.
and repeat. But what is there? 18,000 responses so far,
Nice.
and just couple hundred votes separating these two guys. So I'll announce that sometime soon, and it'll be cut off. Even though I'm not going to cut it off physically, you guys can keep voting, but it's going to be done here in a second. So anyway, we got Blake Bowser here from Autoclub Famoso Raceway. How you doing, Blake?
Doing great.
And you know this guy to your left?
This guy.
You've seen him out there?
Zipping by at 4 seconds, but
Yeah. So
we're cruising around in his. Are those pajama pants you wear out there? Or what?
well,
He goes out in the morning, checks the track out.
the
Still
race
got
doctor
his pajama
doesn't
pants
get out
on.
to
So.
Famoso, but not too often there, huh?
Yeah, I've been there for a while, actually.
Yeah. So you got some things coming up. We got a little lull, nothing this weekend, but then
We're doing a bunch of work behind the scenes. We're just talking about we just fully scraped the left lane of the quarter mile by hand. We use propane fired torches, and we're out there scraping.
you
the
should
rubber
have
off and
videos of that.
making
For
it
those
fresh.
who
I
don't know, you do a
I'll
big
take some next
scraper,
week.
about like a
almost like
tw-
tile
eight-
blade,
12-inch
tile,
like
sort of
tile
blade
blade
size,
scraper,
go out there and just pull
literally
rubber off.
scrape all the rubber that you take
Yeah.
a long time to build up, but then when it gets too much, you've got to go back
You
down.
got to go back down. Yeah. It's like going out and kind of a hockey analogy. You want to get out there and resurface that floor, make it nice and smooth. So we go out there and cut that rubber down, and then we get our tractor back out there and put some nice, fresh, flat surface back on there and spray it up with the VHT, and that's the traction compound.
And Roger's been out here on the track. What is it that makes it? And you've been pretty quick. Talk about your car. We've got we showed it at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a 2000 Camaro with a twin turbo big block Chevy. It probably makes roughly about 3,000 horsepower.
Yeah.
We've been 612 at 245 in the quarter mile, which is the world record on that size tire. And then we've been 411 at 194 to the eighth.
Yeah.
And what's it like to drive that twin turbo? I mean, does it come on right, or is there a slight lag
No,
to the power?
when it's right, it leaves good. In about a half a second, it pulls about 2.5 Gs.
Yeah.
So people think of the turbo lag and whatnot, but the technology's, you don't have any more turbo lag.
Right.
It's there right now.
And so how often do you race that car?
As much as I can.
Yeah.
We've been back east, just hitting the big races back east, big money races, and then I follow 3 series out here, the PSCA, West Coast Hot Rod, and the NMCA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
that's
so-
used a lot. Yeah.
So kind of not quite the formula for your next event, which is the American Nostalgia Racing
Right.
Association is
Yeah.
up the 20th and 21st.
Right.
Have you ever had a car that ran that?
Oh, yeah, I used to have, definitely.
Yeah.
I've come up through racing since I was 14 years old,
Right.
and I've just, slowly
Yeah.
graduated to new stuff, and obviously my car it's got way too much computer stuff on it now to run anything nostalgia, but I'm building a 66 Nova right now so I can go race them type of classes and stuff.
So there you go. So you like that type of racing?
The weekend
not
after, on the 27th, we'll actually have the classes with West Coast Hot Rod be out there as well.
So and you got the ANRA coming up the 19th. The 19th they come in and pit and everything, and then
Friday is pit, pit day, and another
20th and 21st another their
250,
second race.
60
They had
cars.
300 cars their first race, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be down a little for
It'll be
this
down
one
a bit.
probably.
The first one's always the biggest, but it'll
Biggest.
still be one of the best car counts we
And
see all year.
you've done that type of racing, Roger.
Oh,
You
yeah,
want to go
most-
back and do some more? What's the thing without the electronics and just
It's
driver?
Well, the thing about it is it is more driver,
Yeah, it is.
most definitely. In our type of racing, you got to set the car up. You got to try to manage 3,000 horsepower, obviously. But the ANRA and stuff like that, it's a real big association, a lot of family type people, and
Yeah.
it's good racing. It's fun. It's just I'm the type of person that always has to go faster. I can't just stay with if I go this today, well tomorrow I got to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
can't.
is that what happened? You went 170, then you got to go 180, then you got to go
Yep,
you got to keep going
100%.
faster.
My very first pass
Yeah.
down the quarter mile was a 14:01 at 101, and now I've been 6:12
Yeah.
at 245.
But he's
And then he
an
goes out
animal.
the-
You look at him. He's in one day. He's running the drag strip a full show.
Right.
Then he comes over to the dirt track and runs a full show. I mean, he's an
Right.
animal.
That's what I was going to say. Then he goes out the gate fast and heads down 65 and goes to the Speedway. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know the CHP's on break then.
No, it's definitely a disease, but You know,
What's the quickest
I
you've
just
gone from Famoso to Bakersfield Speedway?
pretty quick.
Yeah.
I haven't timed it, but pretty quick. It's
Famoso 65, James
yeah.
Road, and you're there.
Just
huh?
racing. I enjoy the competition of anything, you know.
Yeah.
But just racing in general's, we've always done it. I enjoy it. I BMX race and dirt bike race, car raced. If it's racing, I like it.
Yeah.
And when you go out to Famoso, we talk about scraping the track. How good is the track preparation at Famoso? You've been to a lot of
Bakersfield's
tracks.
probably one of the best on the West Coast. I mean, they do an extremely good job. The track holds good power. It's and it's not easy for these guys to prep for a slick and or a radial for my type of tire.
That's our challenge.
It's
trying to
very,
prep for
very.
all
If
the
they
classes.
only had to do one, it'd be absolutely perfect. But
Yeah.
they can't because they have so many different tire combinations that they have to make it okay for everybody.
So you're actually running a street, a quasi street, but a soft, very soft compound treaded
yes,
radial street tire,
Yep. You could drive it
DOT.
on- you could drive it on the street. Yes.
Have you ever driven that car on the street?
Not very far. I don't go very on alcohol. It wouldn't go very far.
No, no. I mean, it
Well,
doesn't.
yeah, I've driven a little bit, but nothing.
but nothing,
you know,
just around the block,
right.
Sort of
Exactly.
Yeah.
thing. You know. You probably get a few looks.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
Yeah.
If not,
Get some response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you said you've done the one lane of track scraping.
Yep, the left lane is completely scraped all the way, not all the way down. We leave a little bit of base rubber to build on, and we take a break from doing that. And we're actually prepping it today. Go out there and we'll put some rosin down. We call it gold dust. Same thing you see a pitcher go to on the mound. You
Now-
know, that gold dust, pine dust.
Right.
Get
And when
that
you
prepped up, and then
redo that, and then you come in with Anra, which has some pretty powerful cars, 180, 190,
Yeah.
200 mile an hour cars. You got A gassers running down there.
they're gonna put down some great.
How
base rubber
quickly
for us,
does
too.
that? Yeah. Do you get the?
Well, we do a lot of the
slower
work ahead of
divisions down first too, and you scrape it with the
yeah.
the
Start off
tractor
with
and the
sportsman
tires.
hot rod. Get that groove established out there. The groove is kind of you can see the gray area in the middle. There's a shiny spot on either side, and the gray area in the middle. That's the groove. So
Right.
we get that established. We'll do that with ourselves with our tractor, our rotator. We'll go out
Right.
there and prep that for a week solid after next
And then
week.
it comes back pretty quickly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Just throw
and,
some glue at it, and
Yeah, it's normally pretty good. As soon as they get done, you can pretty guarantee it's going to be good.
yeah, it's fun. It's and like Roger was saying, that our challenge is trying to satisfy all the cars. We just can't prep it one way. You know, like the March meet, they want us to prep it for a nitro car. You see there, you see a nitro funny car. Well, you can't do that. You got to prep it for a 14-second hot rod car to a 5-second funny car. Just that's our biggest challenge, trying to keep it consistent. And then let everybody. If we can stay
Tune to it,
consistent
yeah.
and the prep is there, then they can adjust to that. You know, they
Correct.
can always
Right.
they always know it's going to be like this most of the time. Now, weather can change that, hot or you know, humid or rain or fog, or that can certainly change it. But we try and stay as the same as we can all the time, and then they can come there and go from there.
And that's the challenge with drag racing, though, too, is, you're not just, people think, well, you're just going down straight. Well, there's a lot more to it than just going down straight.
that at,
You know,
even
your
at
track conditions, the
Elevation
temperature,
changes,
everything.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's-
even at the 14-second run, right?
it-
Oh,
yeah, it
your
doesn't
bracket
matter.
rating, the
It
track
doesn't matter,
conditions, and the
yep.
temperature changes
Yep.
how quick you
yeah,
go.
if you're dialed in and then the care comes around, well, you just broke out. You
broke
lost.
out.
Yeah, right.
Load it up,
so,
go
so
home.
it's and for nobody, and for people who haven't done it, should get out there and try it. And you
Absolutely.
have those Saturday shows.
Best
not
time to be a street tuner. Yeah,
Yeah,
come
the
out in
street
the fall.
tuner
We'll start
races
those
in the
back up in
fall.
September when the
September.
heat goes
Go
away.
out there,
Yeah,
try.
come
Just
out.
go out there and take a look. People will help
show you how to
You
do
go
it.
down there. Been down there
Yep.
a few times myself. It can be an addiction.
Yeah.
So I started
bet.
working, and that ended the addiction.
Yeah, what we don't want to see is what just took place last week, stuff taking place on the street. We don't
Yeah.
want that. Come out there, and we'll show you how to race. We're going to give you a safe environment. We're going to have a safety crew there, tracks prep. No one's going to come out in front of you. No red lights, no this, that. Just come out in a safe environment.
Yeah, you don't go to
Yeah.
prison with a wreck.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Saturday Night Nitro coming up
Yes,
on the 27th. We had a slide of the peddler there. I don't know if
Yeah.
James Day is he going to be?
they'll be there. Yeah, in fact,
They'll
I
be
think
there,
they're
the
gonna be in
2000
Salt
and-
Lake this weekend with the Heritage Race. In fact, we're taking off tomorrow morning to go to that race this weekend. So that's why we're splitting up our track prepping this week and next week, and then and
These
then,
guys, that's a show. The Peddler Quick Car 2014 March Meet champion.
Yep.
That's what Roger needs to step up to next. A little nitro powered
burn some
nostalgia
nitro,
funny
huh?
card.
Yeah, I got a couple guys that want me to do
Supercharger.
it. I just, I'm attracted to the small tire stuff. The big tire stuff. I would drive one, but I mean, for me to go out and pay for it, it's a whole different thing.
huh? But you watch these guys. Have you seen them at night? Obviously.
Oh yeah,
Quite a difference between
great
night
show.
and day, is there
Yeah,
not?
great show.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. Yeah, in fact,
sound
we're
and
going to
the-
have the 4 heads-up classes, I believe, from West Coast Hot Rod during our Saturday night show.
So you'll be
they'll
able to go out there and
Yeah.
you'll be able to see
Yeah.
Roger running during the
Yep.
day and see how quick these things are. And
They'll
they are
qualify
quick.
Saturday
If
and
you-
race on Sunday.
They
Yeah.
go 200 plus miles an hour and the 8th mile. That's booking.
Yeah, 660 feet. You're moving pretty quick.
You're moving
Yeah.
pretty quick and you're pretty busy in that cockpit, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it, but there's a lot to do in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then you see these guys, and they'll come out about 8 o'clock for their first round.
Yeah, we've
a
got
little
about
bit of-
8 or 8:30.
8:30
I
when
think
the
they
sun
made it
sets,
Another
just so you
11
can-
o'clock session. Yeah,
So
just
you're
as
gonna
the
see,
sun's setting.
you
Yeah,
can-
yeah.
Sun setting, so you're going to see all the
Yeah.
header flames, and that's what's unique about nitro at night.
Yeah.
You go out there and you see it during the day, like this shot. You don't know that there's 4 or 5
There's a
foot
lot going on
flames.
that you can't see. Yeah.
There's a lot of flames coming out of those
Yeah.
header tubes there, and you go out there at night when
Yeah.
they're on there the full throttle to see those flames
Oh, it's
shooting out that
amazing.
full quarter mile side by side.
Yeah. It's pretty
It's
impressive.
a lot of fun.
We've got quite a few fuel altereds coming as well, and then of course we have jet cars there, so it's going to be a full night of flame and fire.
And finally,
Yeah.
you've got a $25.
Carload special.
Carload special.
$25 a carload on Saturday after like 3 o'clock. Come out for the whole night.
That's what we want to
Yeah.
see. The VW Bug with 14 people
Yeah,
crammed into
exactly.
it.
It's fun. It's fun seeing them come
Well, you know
out.
that
and-
you got to be smart. Maybe you take 2 vehicles out there.
Yeah.
And then you cram
Everybody pile
34
in
people
one.
into the
Yeah.
Suburban.
Yeah.
You know,
Or the
perfect.
motorhome.
Or the motorhome.
Whatever you want
The
to do. Bring a
motorhome, so you're
bus, bring a
comfortable,
truck.
bring
We
your
don't
bus.
care.
Right.
Yeah. we
More-
started
more
that
the
last year.
merrier.
It was fun. People were pulling up and they just weren't sure we were going to let them do it. And we said, no, it's okay. Yeah, we don't care if you got legs sticking out, arms, just get in. We want them to come see the races.
There you go.
We want to come
So
see, cars like Rogers go down and haul butt down that track.
a lot of
So,
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I got the Grumpy Griff Award.
Okay.
Get off my lawn. And I don't know. We're up to 18,500 votes, and it's going to go to big surprise here. Cale McClenny, the junior mini dwarf driver, edges out Dakota Brown from who put in a valid effort. And I got to tell you, it's tough to beat those junior mini dwarf drivers because they vote early, they vote often.
They got a lot of support.
But
They know
just
how to do it.
A few hundred
Those
votes.
kids are all on their phones.
44% of the vote for Cale and 42% for Dakota. So a lot of
Nice.
fun that people have with this fan
Yeah.
voting. And we have had a drag racer win before, so
Yep.
Roger's got to win out here
Yep.
in a couple weeks, and we'll put him in voting. So
It's awesome.
want to thank you for coming in.
You bet.
Thank Roger.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
the race doctor, because I could not have done it without you guys. And thank Lewis
We
for
don't need
being
Lewis.
gone.
We don't need
Behind
Lewis.
you.
Behind me. Be aware, he's always watching us. Thanks for joining.
Good night.